up your frozen dinners, grab your TV tray, and settle in for another episode of the Plus Platoon, your podcast for all things Disney Plus, brought to you by Disney Plus fans. Watch along with us every week as we cover all the new, the old, the good, and the bad on Disney Plus. So put down that remote, don't touch that dial, and welcome your fabulous Plus Platoon host.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Plus Platoon. We're a Disney Plus fan podcast that gives honest, spoiler-filled reviews of movies and shows on Disney Plus. We look at new releases, coming attractions, and we'll even go back into the vault to revisit some of the classic Disney that's on the platform. Make sure you're subscribed and you will never miss a moment. I'm going to bring in our producer, Gina, this week. Gina, glad to have you with us.
Hi, good to be back. I had a fun-filled couple weeks with Halloween and my birthday, so now I'm back to talk about Marvel. Hooray!
Yeah, hooray.
Yeah.
And this week, it's a small platoon this week. We've got Steve. Steve, glad to have you with us.
Hey, everyone. Glad to be here.
Yeah, guys, if you have not already, please like, subscribe, share. That way you will never miss any of our shows coming up, including the 2023 Toonies are coming.
Oh my gosh.
So
I can't even.
this week, because the Marvel-ous is coming out on Friday, we decided to go back and watch the original Captain Marvel movie, the one where Carol Danvers, it's her origin story, basically. It's how she was kidnapped by the Kree after she had absorbed energy from a Tesseract-powered engine and had lost her memories and was out to get the Skrulls, but then she felt sorry for the Skrulls and believed them, so she decided to help Nick Fury with an octopus cat.
That's the best part of the whole thing.
And he thought he was almost going to drop a Nick Fury mother bomb, but he doesn't quite. And so, yeah, that's Captain Marvel. And she leaves the pager that we see at the end of
Endgame or
no, not Endgame.
one of those.
The other one.
I'm like the other one. One of those.
Avengers.
Infinity War.
Yes, thank you.
That one. I'm like one of the Avengers
One
ones.
of them.
So bad.
And first question I have: did this come out after Infinity War?
Yes.
Okay, that makes more sense then. Ish.
Yes.
Okay. So, you guys, so what about this movie soared above the rest of it? What for this movie was good? Steve, I'm going to start with you.
Yes. I liked the cheesy nods to the 90s. I was watching it with my partner, Nick, and when she first arrives in her green outfit, he goes, that would work in the 90s because there's no cosplay. Nowadays, they just go, cool costume and move on. So I like that. Like the nod to Blockbuster Video was hilarious, and Radio Shack. I also really enjoyed her not knowing exactly what was going on to begin with, sort of learning the backstory instead of here's the hero and this is how they're going to person's going to turn into the hero. So it's her sort of putting the pieces back together. I thought that was like a nice little twist. As here, I liked Goose the Flurkin. I thought that was a standout. Thought that was hilarious. Especially at the end that they got the cat right. How a cat hacks up a hairball.
Yeah,
perfect motion and all. I thought it was enjoyable. I also liked how there was the twist of the squirrel wasn't actually the actual bad guy later that turned around. So I thought that was still predictable, but it was like a nice little twist of, hey, this is not who you think's going on. Those are the things I enjoyed. So,
for me, as the husband of a female pilot, gotta love the strong female pilot who knows her stuff. I gotta love that part of it. Having now seen Secret Invasion for worse or worse, And so therefore this was my first time watching Captain Marvel. So therefore the whole Ben Mendelsohn, when he showed up, I know what's going on that. So that wasn't really a shock. I liked that. I liked some of the nod to like when she grabbed the right stuff and it was like Ponchos. Well, Ponchos was the bar out at Edwards back in the 50s.
Cool.
So
That's
and
actually cool.
The fact that she went back to a bar called Ponchos, it wasn't the same one,
but at least it had that.
So, yeah. Gina, what worked for you?
So I actually agree with Steve. The only thing I'd want to add is I do like Samuel L. Jackson. I like his humor. I like his quips. He was a bad mother, almost. And the cat, you gotta love the Flurkin cat. You gotta love the cat. So that's it. This movie I don't really love. I feel we'll get there, but Brie Larson as an actress, I like her. I'll stop with that.
Okay.
Brie Larson as an actress, I like.
Well, then, Gina, what should have been energy blasted? What should have been gotten rid of?
So it was bad casting. They should not have had Brie Larson is not a hero. She is more of like a serious locked in the room. Didn't she do that really like intense movie where she's in the room? Like she's a very intense actress. So I feel like this was like too comedic and it was weird. The Monica Rambeau character was again miscast for me. So just a lot of miscasting. It could have just been a better cast. And how many origin stories do we have to go through? I don't at this point in the Marvel.
We can't have that many more.
Oh, I'm just so over the origin story. I didn't need to know all of this backstory stuff, I guess. I was kind of over the origin part. But in terms of, like I said, I like Brie Larson as an actress. I didn't like her in this role. So that's my big number one thing.
Okay. Steve?
Yep.
It was a weak overall story. I mean, I liked like the little twist, but it was somewhat predictable once you figured out what was going on and not that exciting. I liked Brie in her role. I mean, there's a few others. I don't think they were the best. The guy, the cloaked guy, I guess kept on me thinking of Star Wars. Like, I can't remember his name.
Palpatine character. Yeah. Ronan.
Yes.
I think it was Ronan.
Ronan. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That was just like, why do you need Ronan? You already have your bad guy with the Kree being not as good as you thought they would be. So I didn't like that. Like, here's this mysterious figure and we're gonna follow him. Yay. Yes. So yeah, predictable. I mean, the second time I watched it, I was sort of paying attention, wasn't fully paying attention, but also I don't like to watch things twice. So
and this one's not that's the other problem. This has no rewatchability.
No, because you know everything going on.
Because you know everything. So I felt, it's like it's not better the second time around.
Which is where basically knowing everything that happens in the future, made this kind of an movie for me. And so it's not just me. So in this movie, the guy with the cloak was Ronan, Ronan.
Yes.
Hawkeye, when he goes rogue, is Ronan.
Ronin with an I.
I-N. Okay. Seriously, Marvel? I mean, it's confusing enough. One of my problems was the fact that once she comes to accept who she is, she has literally no weaknesses and nothing that can defeat her.
She's very Superman.
Well, no. At least Superman can be beat by kryptonite.
Yeah.
Nothing can beat her. In reality, she and the Scarlet Witch should have been able to beat Thanos. I mean, actually, no.
She should have alone then, right?
She should have alone.
Based on that.
If she hadn't been, no, she can get thrown against stuff, but it doesn't really hurt her. I mean, the fact that she was able to dive entirely through his ship in Endgame, with nothing happening. That was an issue for me. Again, knowing, as you said, it's not rewatchable, even if this is your first time watching it, if you've seen all the other stuff that's already
Yes,
coming.
because there's no
Yes.
There
surprise.
was no suspense. There was
Yeah.
no suspense.
None. You're right. None.
So I don't know. It's not the worst Marvel thing I've seen. By far, it's not the worst.
No, it just has no rewatchability, which is really hard when you're trying to review it and you're like, I don't care anymore.
Well,
I don't care.
and not only no rewatchability, if you have any background with the Skrulls and the Kree and her, especially if you've seen WandaVision, if you've seen WandaVision, you know what happens with the Rambos, which is, again, just because you spell it differently doesn't mean it's not a bad name ripoff. But it was just, if you know everything, there's no suspense and there's no intrigue.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, that being how he loses his eye, seriously?
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
When everyone else who loses an eye has their eye stabbed out for some kind of either a fight reason or a Loki reason.
It's just a
But
cat.
it's a flirk. It's a
It's the
but it's a
flirkin.
flirkin.
No.
It's a flirkin.
He's so cute. He's a cat.
I mean, even with the whole, it's, how's the first time he hurts his eye? Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then the fact that the Skrulls knew that when he got scratched, that was it. I'm going, seriously.
Well, the Skrulls don't like the flirkin. They
Well, and I don't know why. So, okay. So coming out this Friday is the Marvels.
Oops, sorry.
We-
Push the button.
We've now seen everything that Captain Marvel is in. We have now seen Miss Marvel. We have now seen WandaVision. So we have whoever, I don't remember the name of Monica Rambeau's character that they're going to give her, but we've seen all three
Mhm.
of your main protagonists of who we think is going to be the main protagonist in the Marvels. Nick Fury will be there, and the premise is that when they use their powers, they swap places with one of the others. So it's going to be that, and then it looks like it's Kree coming back because it had in this last trailer.
Yes.
To me, should not have been shown, because to me it shows all of a sudden you're going to be battling a Kree female something,
Mhm.
priestess or whoever that's going to want to rule the world. So I'll be honest, I'm not looking forward to the. Okay, remember in A Christmas Carol, the Muppet Christmas Carol, when Fozzie gives his speech and Statler Golf goes, "That was it. That was the speech. It was dumb. It was pointless. It was short." The Marvels is only 90 minutes. So I guess that's about the only thing that I'm looking forward to, is the fact that it's going to be short. I am also afraid that part of the reason they bumped it back to this Friday is because, and we're going to talk a little bit about our predictions for it coming up, but something with the Loki finale is going to tie in. It's
Oh
going to be
no.
important in the Marvels.
Oh no.
Just because that's
No, you're probably right. You're probably right. That's the way Marvel is.
or at least like the end credit scene or something that they're going to throw at them is just going to be
Loki related.
Okay. We saw Did we see Captain Marvel and Bruce Banner as the two hologram projections at the end of one of the earlier Phase 4 movies?
Yes.
Which one?
I don't know which one, but yes, we did, but I can't remember which.
Was it
what
that?
was Phase?
Was it that or like at the end of She-Hulk or something?
No, it was during a movie. It was not during It was not. Yeah, go find it. Find it. Okay. I want to add. what I'm expecting.
So what are you expecting?
So here's what I'm expecting. That switcheroo, I think Brie Larson's done. So I think the switcheroo is going to be goodbye to Captain Marvel, and Rambeau is going to be the new Captain Marvel. That's my prediction. What
and
I'm
that would actually
expecting.
track with the comics.
Yes, and I think Brie Larson's bowing out anyway. I think she's done anyway, like done.
Yeah.
So there's that, which is actually better. Then I think the Miss Marvel, that's the teenage girl, that's going to be that X-Men tie-in. So that's going to be the launching point for the
And we
X-Men.
are confirmed that there are at least one or two other mutants that show up in this movie.
Okay, so I have an expectation for that. So you have to watch this movie again. You have to watch these because they build on each other.
And the X-Men thing, I'm not sure in our last Loki episode that we're done with X-Men.
I think so too.
I think some X-Men. I think there's going to be a mutant show up at the end. Again, it ties into this because
it's all
again,
gonna tie.
Yeah.
They build. The problem with Marvel is that it does build, and if you miss one thing, you're like, crap. How come the X-Men are here? Crap. You know, how come these people are here? I don't understand. Anyway, so that's my expectation is Bree's gone. Rambo's the new Marvel. Miss Marvel's gonna exit also and do the X-Men that's her launching point. And then the next Captain Marvel movie would be Monica Rambeau.
Okay.
Right? That's the daughter, right? I'm like, that's the daughter.
That makes sense.
So what are you expecting, Steve?
First, to answer your question, it was in Shang-Chi.
Okay.
That's where the post-credits.
That makes
so that's
sense.
where that one's.
Well, take the wrists and the bracelets because the baddie is wearing a bracelet.
Yes.
Like basically, it's the matching one for Miss Marvel, and he has Shang-Chi. So there's that.
It's all building. Yes.
Yeah.
What am I expecting? I think I agree with Gina. I think it's a way to wrap up some characters' arcs and send them on their way and establish who's going to be the next focus. I'm hoping there's some big twist that we don't see coming, but with 90 minutes, I'm not expecting.
I don't see it.
No, 90 minutes seems like let's quickly push it to just Disney Plus and not worry about it. I am intrigued by your idea of there's going to be something with Loki that ties in. Because I haven't thought about that. And I could see that I could see maybe they're just using it to set up something else.
Oh,
Loki will have something in the end credits tying to that. Like it's all they're all build.
They all tied,
yeah.
I'm not expecting a lot. So
although the only counter argument to the Loki and the Marvels tie-in is that if they want people to watch the Loki episode when it premieres and the early showing of the Marvels are at the same time, if not the Marvels come out a little bit before, because I'm sure there's like a 6 p.m. showing on the East Coast of the Marvels, but Loki doesn't come out till 6 p.m. on the Pacific Coast. I was honestly expecting Disney, if that's the case, they were going to drop Loki early, and they haven't. So I could very well be wrong about that.
But they could still tie it together, and then later on, people are like, "Oh, remember?"
There's going to be tie-ins. There's going to be tie-ins completely because I've got some definite predictions for the Loki finale coming up. So, as we always do, though, for Captain Marvel itself, Pixie Dust ratings out of 5. Gina,
2. Flat.
Oh wow.
I do not love this movie. This movie, I wish I watched it first. After watching it again, I was like, it's worse than the first time.
So is the 2 based on 2 watches? Was it a 2 that even the first time you watched it?
The first time was like a 2.5. It went down after watching it again.
Okay.
So this is not a rewatchable.
But see, I don't like rewatching. I actually have to go. I'm going back to the first time I saw it and how I enjoyed it. It's going to be a 3. It's not rewatchable. Like,
so what is it now? When you watched it now, what do you give it?
Now I would drop it down to 2.5. Yeah, but if overall the first time watching through it was a 3, so it would drop now because it's not as enjoyable. If you know all the twists and turns, it takes it away. And I mean, I've watched other things before where I know the twist and turn, and it still holds up. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Things hold up. Ant-Man held up. I still love Ant-Man. I know everything that's going on. I still love it. I still love Ragnarok, and I know everything.
Yeah.
This one,
So
no.
I'd give it a 3.
Okay. I'm gonna go a 2.5, just because
It's your first
A,
watch.
it's the first watch,
Mhm.
and B, if this was on versus some of the stuff I've given a 2 to, I can watch this in the background and go, oh, okay, fine.
I know.
But like, this is better than some of the stuff I've given a 2 to. So it's got to go to 2.5 for me.
Now,
That's
it'd be
surprising me.
interesting
Wow.
But then
if
again,
you watch this again.
I'm not going to rewatch it.
Right.
So,
Right.
so yeah. Okay. As we kind of led into, the Loki finale is this week. Are there any predictions? And I've got a couple big ones. I have a couple.
Okay. I'm going to go first because I only have one. I only have one.
Okay.
I only have one. And it's just having to do with we're going to be in a cliffhanger. That's my prediction. We're going to be in a cliffhanger, and then it's going to resolve itself in another episode of one of the Marvels or X-Men or something like that. It's going to be that's my only prediction, is that we're going to have a cliffhanger and it's not going to be resolved in the next season. You have to watch a movie to resolve this, whatever timey-wimey, blimey thing.
Yeah, we're getting there later too.
Yeah. That's my only thing.
My prediction. It could go so many places because there's so many things left like standing. There's
They're not gonna tie it up. They're
right.
not. That's my
But they have to tie up a few things. Because there's Miss Minutes, because like Miss Minutes has just been left like hanging there.
She'll be in she'll be in a movie. That's my
She'll be in a movie. It has me thinking like which Loki actually are we seeing? Like, because there's multiple Lokis. So it makes me thinking which Loki are we actually seeing right now? And I could see that being a cliffhanger or a twist, that we're seeing a completely different Loki.
And see, for me, the Loki we haven't seen yet this season is God/Emperor/Conqueror Loki. That green Loki with the gold horns. Because he can now control his time skipping. He can go anywhere and do anything he wants to. He could go back and win the Battle of New York. He could go back and and this goes into so there was a news report this week of a variety of Marvel is basically going, what the heck have we done?
That's what a lot of you said. Yeah.
All the original, they want to bring back Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man.
Reset Endgame.
Well, guys, that happened in What If.
It did.
Loki brought Iron Man back.
It did happen.
Let's just stop it here. Plus, a thing I saw online that in the Marvel thing that has all like the different characters in it, wherever the couple places Iron Man usually is on the letters was Miss Minutes. So I think there's going to be something there, but I think we see Conqueror Loki come in.
That's good. I like that.
Okay.
Especially because he's been shown in some of the preview images and the images of the first thing in his green with his gold horns that we have not seen yet. Everything's been brown so far this season.
Yes, it has been very brown.
Right.
So I think Loki comes out as, I don't think he's in, I could honestly see him being in league with Kang. He's working with Kang to get, because he did not want Sylvie to kill Kang the Conqueror.
Right.
He who remains. He can go back and fix it and is now working with him.
And that would allow them to get out of the problems with that King.
Yes.
The King actor. I know there's issues that would allow them to.
Yes. Get him
I like
out.
your thinking.
And from the other thing I've seen is he is definitely on his way out.
Yes.
So it's one of those where I think it's going to set up something where basically you can write off.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Write off.
The,
Yeah.
yeah. The other thing, now tying it into Adventures Campus, they still haven't done that Quinjet ride. Now it could be this whole timey-wimey, changing it over. Loki's in charge of you, going through all the different timelines.
Oh,
Yeah.
very nice. Sort of like a
So-
Star Tours things. You go through
Yeah.
different timelines.
Yeah. That's gonna. So this is not gonna. This
Wow.
show is never gonna end. Unfortunately, like that's how this. They're gonna
No,
make
it
it
already
stay
seems like
open.
it's never going to end. Just because
Yes, they're just gonna keep it open forever.
I think if nothing else, you see him jump back and fix the time loom. But
Yeah.
it now I almost want to say it fixed the time loom, only it now still allows him
To have all the power.
to have all his powers.
Mhm.
So
He'll probably save his mom. He might save his mom. I don't know. He liked her. He might save his dad. I don't know.
eh,
He'll kill his sister, or whatever her name was.
part of me
Hela.
says, okay, Loki as a god. That's the one thing I do not like about Infinity War. If he's a god, how did Thanos kill him?
Right. Right.
Because gods, by definition, gods do not die. Odin is really still out there somewhere in the ancestral
In the-
plane or wherever, or in Valhalla, or, yeah, wherever he is. Oh, and yeah, Valkyrie is coming back.
Yes. Okay.
So I truly think
I
we
think
are
you're
going
right.
to see Loki the Conqueror show up.
That's a
Oh
good
no,
prediction.
sorry. Valkyrie is in the Marvels.
So this has to tie into Loki then.
So there's the tie-in.
Yeah.
Crap.
There it is. You nailed it.
And I only know that about I mean, you can find all that about the Marvels from the trailers.
Right.
The trailers, this is one of those where the trailers, remember those comedies in like the 90s and early 2000s where the trailers would show everything that was
The whole
funny
movie.
about the movie?
Right.
That's this.
That's this. That's the Marvels, and then that's Loki. So I'm just, yeah, I think this is going to be one of those where, it's all been a dream, or it's all been Loki working for power. Because what's to stop him from, if he can jump, go
And
grab
then
the
it's
Tesseract again?
yeah. And then it's never ending, and it's never tied up, and it's never
Over.
yeah.
So I think this is going to be. I think it's going to be a rough finale.
I don't think
Especially
it's
for
gonna.
those of us,
Yeah,
especially because it's probably not going to be a finale.
it's not. I definitely
No.
said that. That was my one prediction.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Marvel. Stuff never ends.
Sometimes they tie up things like at least
No.
with what's his name, Hawkeye. They tied it up all nice and put a
Are
little
you
bow on it.
sure? Are
no,
you
but
sure?
well, they tied it up with him.
Yes.
With him.
Are you sure?
With Jeremy Renner, yes. They tied it up with him. That's it. That's the only thing that's got done though.
Okay. Sure.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Have a little bit of Disney Plus news this week.
Yay.
Echo, the Marvel series coming in January, is now going to be 5 episodes instead of 8. And it is going to drop the entire series on Disney Plus and Hulu January 10th. This will be the first time a Marvel series has gone straight to Hulu also. It's only going to be on Hulu for a short amount of time, which is going to be a moot point anyway because of some news that's coming further down. But the show is going to be rated TVMA based on the trailer, likely for violence. And I will be perfectly honest, this may be the first Marvel series I am a hard pass on because I don't do violence.
Wow.
I don't.
Yeah.
So this may be the first thing that I just say nope. Next, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny finally has a release date for Disney Plus. It will be released on December 1st. And
That one's also not rewatchable in my opinion.
okay, so you two have seen it, right?
Yes. We saw it together.
On this cruise ship. On my anniversary.
I have not seen it, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that rewatch.
Okay, better or worse than Crystal Skull?
Oh, it's better than Crystal Skull.
Okay,
But
Better.
it's
but
not.
that doesn't take much.
No.
Okay. Speaking of timey-wimey wibbly-wobbly things, Doctor Who, which is coming to the service, is going to release a holiday special on Christmas Day. So, sure, have fun with that.
Who's the doctor? Who's the
Actually,
doctor?
David Tennant is in the special
Yeah.
with Catherine Tate as Donna.
Oh, yeah, Donna. That's my favorite companion. Okay, yay.
That's mine too. That's why we're such good friends.
Yes.
For those of you who don't care, we're moving on.
Yay.
And last, I announced recently the combined Disney Plus and Hulu apps will begin beta testing next month. It will begin where basically it's gonna be like it has the buttons for Star Wars and National Geographic. I think it's going to have a button for Hulu.
Okay.
And then you will go in that direction. But it will all be gotten to through the same app, which is good because I also read something where Disney has now lost another 135 million subscribers. So yeah, as much as I enjoy the service, as much as I love having all this old stuff out there, I think if they would I think this would make financial sense if they stopped making anything new and just let the servers sit there.
I agree. Don't put money in stuff and just leave the server with all this stuff.
Because then it doesn't matter if you only have 50,000 subscribers at $10 a month. It doesn't cost that much to run a server.
Right.
So, but what I'm afraid of is they'll have all these Disney Plus movies out there that people have gone for, and then the service goes away and there's no way at all to get access to any of these. That's why, honestly, if there's a movie I want to watch, and I think I'm going to want to watch in the future, I still buy a hard copy.
Yeah.
So, and there haven't been that many of those lately. So, next week we have got the Loki season 2 finale. I will be 100% honest. I still need to get a little caught up on the series.
I'm behind.
But that will be next week. Yeah. Now, let's not kid ourselves. I've looked at, spoilers and such. So, I mean, because everyone knows I don't really care. So, if it can save me 45 minutes of time to read a 2-minute spoiler,
do it. And it's okay.
Especially on this series. But then, as I also announced, we are going to be doing another edition of the Toonies.
Yay!
We actually missed last year because there wasn't that much good last year and that much new stuff on the service last year. There has been this year, so be looking for the voting on that to be starting here sometime in the next week or two. And if you've got things you want to make sure we do, like what's the best documentary we've watched this year? What's the best series that we've watched in this last year? Let us know. Shoot me an email to make sure it's on the ballot so you can go vote for it. Because that was a lot of fun a couple years ago, so we're bringing it back.
That was fun.
We do have new episodes on Thursdays on YouTube and all the major podcasting services. And for Gina and Steve and the rest of our tuners and absentia, we will see everybody next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of the Plus Platoon. Be sure to subscribe to the Plus Platoon podcast to keep getting great content each week. Then head over to Apple Podcast and leave those 5-star reviews as they help make the Plus Platoon visible to even more Disney Plus fans. Also, go to YouTube and like and subscribe to the Plus Platoon channel, where you can watch all future episodes live. If you have a question for the Plus Platoon, please send us an email to plusplatoon@gmail.com or connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram @PlusPlatoon.
The Plus Platoon is a Disney Plus fan podcast and is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company or the Disney Plus streaming service. All opinions expressed on the show are solely those of the individual hosts and in no way reflect the views of the Walt Disney Company.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for next week's episode because the Plus Platoon is to be continued.